Hi, it's Sunday morning and I'm almost done making all of the handmade items that I want to give as gifts to friends and family and also as gifts with purchase for customers this year. And the last item on my list to make handmade was hairpins and or shawl pins. And what you'll need to make these is a 9mm wooden stick that's been drilled at the top, and you're going to need some head pins and then any sort of beads from your stash, or you can buy them. You'll need 9mm beads and larger, and you'll also need little tiny beads for putting at the top of the head pins. Can you see that one? And you're going to need some E6000 glue, like this, and I'll show you how to make them. They're really simple, and I just wanted to show you that the best way for me this morning was to just lay my entire stash across the floor and to just sit here like a little girl going through all of my beads and mixing and matching. And here's some that I've done so far. They're so pretty. It's going to be hard to pick who gets what, and if I'm going to keep some for myself, I would love to have a few to use in my hair for hairpins. So let's get started on the tutorial. Here's a close-up of some of the ones that I've made so far. Let's see. Done all sorts of combinations, different lengths, because the head pins come in different sizes as well, so it gives you some options. I'm going to show you how to do this shawl pin today. This has a 9mm glass bead and a flower bead and a 4mm crystal on the top, using approximately a 1-inch head pin. So we've got the 1-inch head pin. You see it has a very teeny tiny head on the top, which is why we're going to need a 4mm crystal. Then we're going to use one of the flower beads and the 9mm glass bead. I think it's best if you do a dry run first to make sure everything's going to fit and that you have enough space in the drilled hole on the shawl pin to make sure that it's all going to fit nicely. So I'm going to slide all of my beads onto the head pin, and then we're going to do a practice run of inserting it into the end. Whoops! into the end of the wooden stick. So if we do that, we see that we have not run out of space. We don't have too much space. They're going to sit in there just fine. So now I can pull everything back out. Well, actually, I'm just going to pull out the pin. We're going to leave all of those on there. And what I found to be super easy for me was to just open up the glue and dip the pin right up to the glass bead into the glue. Then you want to close the lid. I'm sure there are fancier ways of doing this. This is just what worked for me. And we're going to insert the pin back into the wooden pin, or the head pin back into the wooden pin, and you want to hold it there. Wipe off the excess glue while it's still wet. It's very easy to wipe it off at this point. And it won't stick to your hands for very long either. You can, roll it in your fingers and it'll come off very easily. Okay, so we'll clean all that up. And then you want to just hold it with a little bit of pressure for a couple of seconds. And I think to give it the best chance to dry up properly, I thought putting it into a jar so that they all could stand vertically and not be messed with and not have any gravity pulling it to one side or the other. I thought that this was the best way. Obviously mine's gotten a little too full now. I had a lot of fun this morning. While I'm holding this, I'll show you some of the other ones. Here's one with one of those disco balls on top. I thought those were so cute. And then I've got some with marbles and crystals. And then I did some of the bigger stones. Actually, that's not a stone, that's a bead. I do have a turquoise stone here, though. I love that one. And I have one with jasper on it, too. So, I mean, you could do just about anything you want. Oh, here's a pearl bead with, let me move that back so you can see these better. Here's a pearl bead with one of those flowers at the top. This one's more like a marble stone with a crystal and a flower. Ooh, this one's really pretty too. This is a bead that has a flower painted on it, and then I matched the crystal bead with the flower, not with the actual bead. So there's all sorts of fun ways to do it. Here's another one like that one. And then on some of the larger beads, sometimes you have to put a stopper on both ends. So you need a stopper bead for the head pin, but you also needed a stopper bead at the bottom here. So I sandwiched this big bead in between two smaller beads. Here's another marble. I like this one too. Isn't it pretty? So, I mean, they'll be gorgeous as shawl pins. They'd be great for securing a cardigan or a cape as well. And if you have longer hair like me, you know you're going to love to put your hair in a bun and secure it with one of these. Shoot, I use knitting needles and crochet hooks and pencils as it is. So to have something with beads on it that's actually intentionally for wrapping up my hair, yeah, I'm all over that. That's going to be great. So these make great last minute gifts. I mean, you could give these to just about anybody. And if you're one of my customers, these will be one of your options when it's for my holiday sales. And I'll show you some of the other things that I've made for those. Here, let's put these back. I also made some bath fizzies that are going to be one of the options for gift with purchase. And I made some note cards. These are all handmade note cards that I made myself. And these are going to be another one of the options for gift with purchase. And then I also made these really amazing candles. It's a sensual massage candle, which means that when you melt the candle, it's soy based. It has also mango butter and avocado oil in it. So when you melt the candle, the liquid ends up becoming a massage oil. And I've added different aphrodisiac essential oils to it so that it's very relaxing and really wonderful for a massage. So that's one of the other gifts with purchase. So it's going to be really fun. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter and be one of the first people to know when these become available next week.